Good afternoon, Magnus. Nice to be here with you. We'd like to talk about sustainability with you. And my first question is on ESG. Do you think Europe can be a leader? And do you think other regions are catching up? Do you think they're doing enough to catch up?
Yes, I think Europe can be a leader. I think actually that Europe is a leader today. Other regions are catching up, and I think it is important that Europe keep the pace and keep progressing in this area, because I think it's a great opportunity for Europe to do so. Just looking on the regulatory side of the European Union, it's making enormous progress on things that are important for us as investors: disclosure, defining what is green and not green, and so forth. So I'm very encouraged to see this development.
And do you think private equity can make a difference when it comes to climate change as a whole, as an industry, as a force?
Absolutely. I mean, just look at the capital needed to reach the goals that have been set. There's a lot of private capital that needs to be deployed. And I think looking at the growth of private equity firms in the past 10 years and looking at the projected growth of private equity in the coming years, private equity firms will have an important role to play. Furthermore, I think a lot of this transition that needs to happen in order to reach the sustainability goals will need to be catered by the private market. And I think private equity firms have a great potential there to be catalysts for this. I also think the private equity firms have, by virtue of their model, a great opportunity to capture the ESG mega trend that's out there. And I'm thinking about, stewardship with control ownership model. I'm thinking about capacity to take risk in transforming business out there, which is necessary. So I think PE firms has a role, and they should take that role, and they're taking that role. Obviously, more can be done, but that's not only related to PE firm, that's also related to pension funds like ALECTA, for example.
So that could be a real opportunity for the industry to also improve their reputation by showing that they're really contributing something to society and the greater good?
Well, I think it's important to be disciplined and loyal to your assignment, your fiduciary duty. So I prefer to look upon this as a business opportunity or managing a business risk in your operation. And I'm very strong advocate for supporting transition. The transforming business model to be sustainable for the long term, to be capable of generating value also in the next 30, 40, 50 years. And I think that should be the focus, and that's where the potential is, rather than being too focused on reputational risks.
Okay, and talking about business models, do you think ESG is going to help disruptive business models prosper? And do you think the PE industry should have a role in supporting such transformations?
Yeah, it's happening already today. I mean, look at the car industry, for example. It's in an enormous transition phase. Look at the production of steel, the steel industry, which are looking for, producing steel without using any, without emitting any carbon. That will require capital that has a little bit early stage transforming, which I think fits private equity firms very good at an initial stage and the midterm, and then the institutional capital can come on top of that or in the later stage. Mm-hmm. And my point being, this is an ecosystem that we operate into, and we each have a role to play here. But I do believe strongly that the PE firms have an important role to play in this transition phase that we're currently into, and for the coming years actually.
And an exciting future, I guess.
A lot of possibilities, no doubt about it, and a lot of risk to it. But I think the market forces and the financial market is pretty good at managing both the opportunities and the risk side.
Thank you, Magnus.
Thank you.